And we're back for game number 2 of our second best of 3 of the day. Na'Vi taking on Team Liquid. It's deja vu all over again. Visage and Venomancer once again picked up by Team Liquid. And Na'Vi says, don't care that we lost. Don't care. We're picking Lifestealer and Chen once again. To break down the draft, although I guess he could just give you the play-by-play from last game, at least so far. Welcome in once again, Ben Merlini Wu. And Ben, yeah, I mean, what's there to say? This looks familiar.
Same exact draft almost. Chen actually picked up second instead of third, and they have banned out the Weaver. So at least they have learned their lesson from last game. Liquid going with pretty much the same bans as last game. They are banning out the Dendi hero, banning out Funnick hero too, Funnick's heroes. So yeah, there's still a Bat Rider. I haven't seen Funnick actually play at offlane yet in 6.79, but that is still an option available to them. These two support duos from Team Liquid is just really, really strong, man. I mean, we saw how effective Visage was level 1 last game and getting that early boots up and just completely dominated the map. And that's something that you just usually don't see. So they really know how to use that hero well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when it comes down to it, Liquid just ran their lineup to perfection, and it all started with Way2's rotations early on. I mean, he really he hit level 4 without spending more than 10 seconds in lane. Like, really. The only time he showed his face in lane at all was when he was going for a kill. And he was a part, I want to say, of 5 of Team Liquid's first 6 kills when they rolled it up 6-1 in the first, 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, Way2's play just outstanding, and they were able to take that advantage, especially Bulba, benefiting so much from those multiple deaths on Viper and mid, and just roll that into a mid game that was too much to overcome and ended in the early stages of the late game. So this time, Liquid going to go ahead and grab a bat, and always a question as to who's going to be running a bat anymore. Quickva can run it, Bulba can run it. Just depends on how they want to prioritize his farm and what they want to accomplish with him and in what time period.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to do as their carry of choice. Like a lot of strength heroes are just not very good versus Lifestealer. And Weaver, the best one, already has been banned out. So I'm curious on what they want to do. Whether it's going to be a ranged hero so they can do a ranged hero lane and just absolutely shut down the Lifestealer like last game, or what. I think Na'Vi may prioritize Lifestealer a little bit too much. I generally thought that they liked Visage the most out of most of the heroes, so I'm actually surprised that they have gone with the Lifestealer first pick of both games.
Yeah, the picking up the LS, it could be a situational thing. I mean, Kuro does not play that much carry anymore, and it could just be that Lifestealer is can be one of the more forgiving heroes, and Kuro may just have a preference for it. Looking at Team Liquid's lineup, you know what I would really like to see them snag is either a Luna or a Gyrocopter. I really like the way those two heroes work in conjunction with Bad Rider Initiation. You grab a primary target, lasso them back, and of course if you have Force Staff up, it's all the more effective. Then you lay the call down, you pop the Poison Nova, and you basically just the way Bat Rider can drag a hero into all these abilities. So if you have a Luna, she can use her Eclipse as soon as Bat drags the hero back, and if the enemy team wants to chase into that, they have to engage into an Eclipse, which is traditionally an ability which you have to kind of work to get off the maximum amount of damage on and to make that space for, or to get closer to close that space, I should say. And Gyrocopter, the same thing. Bat lassos the hero back, you drop the call down, he brings the hero into the call down, and the enemy team has to engage into that call down. And it's just a real nice way they all work, and especially in conjunction with a Venomancer who can just waddle into that mess and drop his Venomous Gale and his Poison Nova.
I think, yeah, a Luna pick would be pretty good for them. Surprised to see them go with a Bane. Because it's certainly not a deny pick. Team Liquid already has their supports of choice. Maybe they're going for like a Bane Potom setup. Bane is like not the best support versus Bat Rider 2. His range is like a little bit too low to just stay safely. I think like something like a Shadow Demon is much better anti-Bat Rider, or even like a Vengeful Spear, although Vengeful Spear would just like flop against those two other supports. But maybe they're just looking for more defensive sleep. Sort of Bane. I'm not exactly sure why they picked this hero.
I'm with you. The way that this makes sense is if you run it in conjunction with a Mirana. Other than that, I really don't see the purpose of the pick. And there's that Luna pick. Really like that pickup for all the reasons I enumerated. And, you look at this, it's 4 ranged heroes. So no matter how they lane it, as she puts points into Lunar Blessing, you're actually going to have a little bit more kill potential than meets the eye just because of the flat damage bonus. Since it is a flat damage bonus and not a percentage bonus like Vengeance Vengeance R from Vengeful Spirit, for example, you're going to just flat out be hitting a little bit harder if you decide to just start right-click harassing heroes that you're up against.
Yeah, Navi's draft is lackluster compared to Liquid's. Liquid's looks really strong. They have a game plan. They have a very strong tri-lane, which can absolutely shut down a lifestealer. Bane isn't going to be able to do much versus any of those three. You can like a feeble Luna, but she has Lunar Blessing, and there's still other two range heroes in the lane, and Bane is not going to be able to harass that. So we're talking about like two heroes that have like almost no range. Chen is most likely not going to be able to assist them like we saw last game. He didn't really get moving until he TP'd up top once and got a kill, and then after that it was like level 5 or 6 before he started contributing to his team. And then Batrider most likely going to be played by Koikva, and they need something mid to do decently. I still think the Storm Spirit would be pretty good for them. They only have one lockdown in the form of Flaming Lasso, but generally that is enough to pick a Storm Spirit off if you play it well.
Yep. Actually, going to go ahead and grab the Windrunner, and we'll see who's going to end up on that hero. Funnick plays a hell of a Windrunner. Funnick plays one of the best Windrunners you're ever going to see. Dindy actually plays a really nice mid-Windrunner, but when you run the Windrunner mid, I mean, unless you're just committed from word go that you want her to be a semi-carry slash, you can't even really call her a hard carry. I mean, with the change to Focus Fire, she is a little bit more able to play in a carry position if she has to. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, I look at Navi's lineup, it has a similar feel to the one we saw in game 1. Windrunner will be a little bit more survivable, I suppose. Lifestealer kind of survivable. But Chin and Bane, with all of the roaming pressure Liquid's going to be able to put on, especially once Batrider manages to get himself a blink. I feel like Navi can have this game spiral out of control, much like they did in game 1.
I definitely feel you on that. And yeah, I think Liquid their draft is just a little bit better again than Navi's, at least thus far. Maybe we'll see something change with the 5th pick, but I don't think anything's going to sway my decision that Liquid's draft is already a little bit better. Banning out the Razor, I mean, Razor is going to be solo mid for Liquid if they do decide to do a Razor. I guess technically they could do Luna solo mid if they wanted to, but I mean, Razor, if I were Navi, I wouldn't be scared of Team Liquid playing it just because he's most likely not going to see Lifestealer for most of the game, and he can just like avoid fighting. I guess it is their main damage output, but Razor's just a hero that we have not seen recently in favor of someone like Viper.
Yep, Viper, a great pick to round this out. I think there was no natural mech carrier. I mean, Visage can build it, Veno can build it. Neither really like to in most games. Viper makes a ton of sense here. You pick him up. He takes a little bit of pressure off of Luna. He's a nice source of damage, a nice anchor hero around which a lot of these team fights can swing while Luna tries to farm herself up. I think if Luna just gets a quick BKB, goes something like Phase Drums BKB, Phase Aquila if she wants to do that. Even Phase Yasha BKB, because I think they're going to have that amount of time based on how much roaming potential they're going to have. Then they're going to be able to just really take it to Na'Vi. And, the OD pickup for Na'Vi, that's great. It gives them a little bit more damage, a nice mix of pure damage, and, of course, the big magic damage nuke and Sanity's Eclipse. BKB on Luna is just going to really, really hurt this team immensely. And Bane's play is going to have to be so good from RMN. Like, his Fiend's grips are going to have to get the right hero every time. The problem is there is no right hero that's set from the beginning. Is it going to be Luna? Is it going to be Viper? It all depends on positioning and how these team fights are taken in terms of initiation.
Yeah, I would have liked to see like a Rubik pickup instead of the Bane. He's like much better against Batrider, being able to drag him back during Lasso and being able to steal something like Eclipse or Viper Strike is huge. OD pickup I also don't really like because it fares very, very poorly versus Bulba on the Viper. So like their matchups just aren't that great. They have firstly, if they do try on try, it'll be 3 range versus a Lifestealer and a Bane, which is just absolutely terrible for Na'Vi. They have the mid matchup going unfavorably for them too, because Viper actually does very, very well versus an OD. I think Razor does a little bit better, but Viper still does very, very well. And then they have Windrunner, which versus a Bat, and Bat almost always wins his one-on-one matchup, especially in the side lane. So I don't think that Na'Vi has like a hero edge in any of these 3 lanes.
All right. It looks like we're going to have a quick remake, guys, and we'll be right back. Not sure what the issue was, but apparently Na'Vi's player having a bit of a problem. So stick with us here on the D2L, brought to you by Kingston HyperX. Game 2 of Na'Vi versus Team Liquid should be back up in just a minute or 2. We'll be right back. And we're back. Just a quick AP remake, and all is squared away. Game 2 of Na'Vi versus Team Liquid here in our final best of 3 of the day. As the teams move out, looks like they are going to be prioritizing. Nope, never mind. See Way2 breaking off. So at the very least, Na'Vi wanting to defend their jungle, moving out as a 5-man. Doesn't look like Liquid has any interest in early activity. While we have a moment, do want to remind you that we're finishing up our Eastern Division play starting tomorrow. So we'll have our 2 best of 3s. Starting at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the West, and then starting at, I'm pretty sure it's either 5 or 6. Yeah, 5 now at the time change. Yep. Now at the time change, it'll be at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time that evening. We'll have 2 best of 3s in the East as well, and it's actually going to be 2 of the most important best of 3s we've had in the entire Eastern Division. And then the same thing on Monday. 2 more best of 3s in the West starting at 9 a.m. and then starting at 5 p.m. Monday night. It'll be the last 2 series of the Eastern Division here in D2L Season 4. So make sure you guys set your alarm clocks and get up, make some coffee, whatever, and join us for all of those broadcasts. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lending the inside analysis, once again, Ben Merlini-Wu. And we see the lanes take shape here. I mean, we both kind of touched on it throughout things. Both of us just kind of favoring Liquid's draft here, Merlini.
I definitely do like Liquid's draft a little bit more. I would rate it very highly, actually. I like their draft a lot. Quavo looks like he will not be in mid, and yeah, no surprise there. Just putting Boba there versus Dendi. I'm not exactly sure why Na'Vi drafted this way. Like, they don't really have like a comeback lineup either. Like, OD kind of a snowball here. I mean, he can like damage control and get a mech and start fighting. A Lifestealer can like evade ganks with rage, but you don't really want to be playing like that. And Funnick already taking some harass. Fluff with level 1 Poison Sting gets a few right clicks on Funnick.
Yep, couple little pot shots. As the lanes take shape, we will take a look at the lineups quickly as we can. We'll have Puppy running on the chin with the Windrunner, going to be played by Funnick, as we already saw. Dindy will be taking the OD mid. Hang on, Grave Chill on to him. A little bit of damage being done, but just a little bit of light harassment. Doesn't look like they're too dedicated to this. Way2's happy to just trade with him, at least for the moment. And there's the Astral Imprison as Bulba poked his nose around, but Way2 actually coming out on the worst end of that, so Dindy not going to get shoved around the mid, or at least try not to get shoved around the way he did in Game 1. We'll have Kuroki back on the Lifestealer for the 2nd game in a row, and Bane this time will be played by RMN, who really did have quite a nice game on Rubik before. We'll see Koikfa take to the skies. Burning down Kuro. Ooh, good nightmare there. Kuro had 8 stacks of sticky napalm on him, and not a single point into rage, so very important that RMN was there to bail his buddy out. Other side of the river, we got TC farming up the Luna. Had a great game on Weaver in Game 1. Koikva is mentioned on the bat. Venomancer played by Fluff with Viper, handled mid once again by Bulba, and the Visage will be played by Way2, who really was the progenitor of all that success Liquid had between 0 and 10 minutes in Game 1.
So Puppy already playing a lot differently than last game. He's sitting at 0 experience. He got a Wildkin first. He plopped it here. He knows that last game he should have protected Dendy more. This game he's definitely doing that, especially with this underhanded matchup. Looks like he has actually gotten the troll instead to secure this lane, and with only Koikfa up top, see, this is much better for Na'Vi. They were planning on losing mid, but Puppy with his creep will give Na'Vi a little bit of the edge there, and then they're not going try on try because their try lane is just awful versus Liquids, and just trying to put a lot of pressure on Koikva and just play damage control with Funnick and just go super safe. He has boost first. He has plenty of regen.
Puppy spots out Way2, and we could see Bulba playing very aggressive here, all the way up on the lip at the other side of the river, and Dindy coming out all the worse for wear for it. The harassment out of Bulba, even with the mana reduction and the Bulba's actually quite low here, and Puppy's going to go ahead and start right-clicking. There's the net. Way2's there to help out. Throws out the Grave Chill. Bulba will be able to escape because of that. Dindy simply could not get enough damage done as he was slowed out. So good rotations on both sides, but we remain killless sitting at 3 minutes.
If they waited like 3 more seconds, like as soon as the Grave Chill hits on Dendy, they can Astral and then run all the way up to him, and then they won't have Grave Chill anymore. They would have been very, very close to getting a kill. RMN sitting up there, trying to getting very greedy using Grave Chill there. Are they going to be able to kill him? He has Grave Chill up in 3 seconds. They're going to have to get some like sick blocks with these skeletons.
Yep, he's going to have a Brain Sap up and right now, and the Brain Sap, not enough. One more auto attack will do it. But Way2, eating the tango, slowly regenning. They're going to try to pursue him out. He's going to loop all the way back around, and Way2 better not turn around to look over his shoulder.
He has 350 move speed. They could have caught up. But again, if they waited like 1 more second with that, then he would have been able to catch up. So they're like very, very close to getting first look, but just not being able to get it. Chen almost sitting level 2. Meanwhile, on top lane, Kuroki farming away 9-6 on Magic Shard. Don't expect him to die any soon. Funnick on bottom, just farming away versus TC. He does have the rage advantage, but not the hero advantage because there is Fluff there. But he's actually rotating to the 4-minute rune on the bottom. Looks like it will be an illusion, and there comes Puppy yet again.
Fluff going to be able to snag that out here in mid. Bulba in some trouble. There's a Centaur Stomp. First Blood might be on the way, and one more auto attack. Dindy off to a much better start this time. Gets some payback on Bulba and company, make it 1-0 Na'Vi's advantage.
Yeah, Puppy is just doing a tremendous job at letting Dindy survive and snowball because he is that type of player, and you really need to secure his early game, especially with Liquid constantly rotating. They had Visas there earlier for a couple of minutes, now the Venomancer, and I don't think they're going to stop putting the pressure on Dindy.
And speaking of pressure on Dindy, got caught with the Gale, eating a lot of poison damage. Flush. Oh, wow. Fluff. It's actually, he took a shot at the Courier there, and Dindy, level 6, turns around and drops the hammer, and that was just really well played by him. In the meantime, there was a death up at top, so they managed to get Koikva as well, and in the blink of an eye, a game that was quiet at 4 minutes at 5 suddenly has 3 kills, all favoring Na'Vi.
Funnick gets Grave Chill, but how are they going to kill him? Like, no way. They don't even have Eclipse up on TC, so that was very low probability kill. Fluff TPing top as well as Koikva. But Armin is just sitting there. He doesn't actually have any mana.
There's the Gale. Koikva is not level 6 yet. He's going to try to Firefly here. Kuro has 1 point into Rage. We'll go ahead and use his wand charges. Still very slow. RMN doesn't have any mana to contribute. A little bit of damage done. They may get Kuro here. They will get Kuro here.
They might get RMN too.
Yep. Oh, there's the lasso. That kill actually got Koikva to 6. When this began, he wasn't 6. That's a double kill. Na'Vi gives away for free. In the meantime, Puppy being pursued out by Viper. Bulba's going to land one of his orbs to slow him down. Way2 trying to scoot by. Grave Chill. Can he get in range? He can. There's the Grave Chill, but OD comes up from behind to Astral Imprison. Rotation there from Koikva, though. Has lasso off, or on cooldown, I should say. Dindy's there to try and help. We'll have an Astral Imprison in 4 seconds. Trying to body block. Not going to matter as Fluff's there to help secure things. And he got Dindy. No, he didn't get him with the Gale, actually, but it doesn't matter as Dindy eating a lot of damage. Koikva trying to fly away from Kuro. Will try to. No, actually got netted down in a power shot from Funnick. Enough to make it another kill. There's Bane's Nightmare. 1 auto attack from Bulba, though. Makes it another favorable trade. Liquid making up some ground. Fluff has been nightmared, though. And there's a Shackle going to miss from Funnick. Was going for it on Way2. The angle's all wrong. But Windrunner managing to power shot Fluff down. So Na'Vi doesn't come out ahead in all of that action, but they do still manage to maintain some semblance of a lead. Make it 5-4. 9 kills quick, fast.
Yeah, and meanwhile, TC farming away on bottom. They had 5 heroes committed to that mid fight, and they didn't actually come out too far ahead on top. Gold lead, definitely in favor of Liquid now. TC just farming away, and yeah, that was just so unfortunate that Batrider managed to hit level 6 after Kuroki's death. I think he needs a TP scroll. Kuroki, simple rage TP, and they get the Bane, and they save his life instead of giving away 2 right there. So he actually has a Quelling Blade for farming purposes, but yeah. TP scroll, play it safe, stop giving them kills, and Batrider very close to his Blink Dagger already, 1,400 gold, and meanwhile he's jungling.
I'll tell you what worries me right now is, that, with this lineup, we knew Na'Vi was going to struggle in the lanes. I agree with you completely. They basically rectified the mistake they made last time. They're sacrificing Funnick to try and get more accomplished with Kuro early, and that's great. His farm isn't bad. It's a 28. Dindy. Yeah, and Dindy. But the problem is they're now trailing in gold. They're trailing in experience at 8 minutes in. And guess who's been free farming and completely uninhibited? TC going a straight Helm of the Dominator build after Bassi as he's picked up his Helm of Iron Will. Already has up treads. He's at 48 CS at 8 minutes in and hasn't been touched. Kuro, in the meantime, already has a death to his name. Granted, he has a kill to help balance it, but only 30 CS for him. So, Na'Vi, that we knew this lineup was going to be under some pressure in the mid game, going to be under even more pressure with a Luna this far ahead this early on.
Yeah, it's much better than last game, though, when Dendy was just, absolutely useless. He actually has treads up in 8 minutes as well as a bottle. He has 2 kills, and Kuroki has a kill on his own. So last game, they were 0-2, 0-3, respectively, at the same point in time. So it's much better than last game. It's not ideal because TC hasn't been forced to move at all, and he's just free-farming solo in the off lane, which really shouldn't happen. But Na'Vi is just spread thin as is right now.
Yep. They're having to do so much work to try and keep mid and top stable. This bottom lane has just been completely dominated by TC. And, like I said, already a Helm of the Dominator. He's already at plus 13 armor against this lineup from Na'Vi. That's a pretty big problem for a Lifestealer and for a Windrunner. They're going to be in the OD. They're going to be relied upon to be big sources of damage. OD eventually will be contributing pure damage, but as of right now, he's got his hands full just trying to get any sort of items he can.
There's smoke on bottom.
RMN leading the way.
This could go very disastrous. The Centaurs have very low HP, so if they do manage to get an Eclipse off.
Good Gale caught 2 of them. Funnick's there. There's the Eclipse. Oh, and Funnick will be able to make it away just barely. Puppy going to send him home. Nice Centaur stomp might save Puppy's life as well. So Lifestealer does manage to take a tower. They're going to be able to get at least one here. And Koikva has a lasso. And not even going to use it as Dindy does rotate down. Fluff now taking some damage. TC's there, already used Eclipse. Look at the, very nice shackle shot. Can they clean them both up? Koikva going to try to lasso Dindy. And the OD ulti actually completely whiffed. No reason for it at all. Funnick's going to try to pursue him out, but now with way 2 there, they're going to get a return kill on RMN, and Funnick not in any better shape. Trading himself for the Venomancer, probably not the most wise trade. Dindy did manage to make it away. But at the end of things, Na'Vi does end up winning the engagement by virtue of Kuro, bringing down this top tier 1. Nice infusion of gold for him.
Nice send back by Puppy there. If he doesn't send him back, Funnick isn't there to get a lot of damage on the Batrider, and he wouldn't have gotten the kill on the Venomancer too. So just that one play really saved him. But I don't really know what they were thinking with that gank. It's like, okay, well, if you go on the Venomancer, you're just going to get owned by Eclipse. If you go on the Luna, you're still going to get owned by Eclipse. The Centaur didn't have enough HP, and Funnick can't really contribute that much unless he has his 6 shackle, and Bane's not level 6 either. So if they were level 6, I'd be like, okay, yeah, they can just grip the Luna. Venom can't do anything. Easy peasy kill, no Eclipse. But they're just a little bit too under leveled at that point, and that was just a very low probability success of a gank. And maybe they just wanted to draw TPs, but you don't really commit 3 heroes to draw TPs.
See a little bit of action at top. Koikva trying to harass Kuro, and Dindy did rotate, but now with Funnick there, he's going to blink away. Blink. Shackle, not going to latch. That's going to end up saving him. Would have been a for sure kill there. I'm not how I really don't like the Midas pickup on Kuro here. It didn't come out at a bad time. He got it directly after that tower kill, so somewhere between 9 and 10 minutes, give or take. But again, TC's already so far ahead. Kuro is playing his way back into it, sitting at 52 CS. But Luna's going to be able to flash farm so effectively with this kind of lead. She already has up the Helm of the Dominator, which is a farm-centric item, but more importantly, it's a farm-centric item that nonetheless strengthens her. She can use that to start showing up to fights very, very quickly. By virtue of the bonus armor. And I feel like Na'Vi could get caught out in that ugly mid-game window where their team is just not strong enough to put up with the 5-man potential that Liquid has to bring.
It depends on how well they play in the next 5 or 10 minutes. If they're able to take a lot of fights away from TC and 5-on-4 them and get decent trades and let Kuro farm out in the meantime, it's not a bad trade at all. OD working on a 4-step too, but it's still going to take a while for Luna to ramp up. If you look at her HP, 800 HP right now. If she gets gripped, if she gets shackled, if she gets OD ulted, any of those, she's just going to die. And Lifestealer is just much more survivable without that many items. So if Liquid wants to take a fight right now, Luna's still going to be relatively weak, even compared to the Snakes who has a Midas.
We'll see how it plays out. Right now, both teams seem to be quite happy to farm up their items. And taking a look at the pure net worth, we can see Luna is on top, about an 800 gold lead on Kuro right now. A little bit of split push from way 2, but just using the familiars to stun him out. We'll hit him with a Grave Chill, I guess, just to scare him and force a rage out. He's actually going to be able to get one of the familiars. I think the tower might have actually gotten that kill. Down at bottom, Bulba is under cover of an invis. and is right on top of RMN. He's got help coming over as well. That's going to be Koikfa. And miss with the initial lasso. Don't even know that he needed to spend it there, but will do so just to secure it. And now Funnick spotted out as he's forced out of his own jungle.
And they're pressuring top at the same time. Like they might just get this top tower because they're just running around not really getting anything accomplished. And they just need more out of this force right now. Bane just getting caught out. Puppy was farming Ancient at the time, and they just gave a free tower and a free kill without anything in response. You can't really do anything about the one on bottom, but they should have seen the push coming on top. Luna was there well in advance.
Puppy just now hitting level 6. Getting there 13 minutes isn't the end of the world, but I mean, that's kind of part, it's like everything we saw Puppy doing early on to try and give Na'Vi the early game advantage. It comes at a cost. He just wasn't farming. He wasn't getting items. He's still about 900 gold away from being able to pick up his own mechanism. And because of that, again, Liquid just has the opportunity to kind of split the map up as we've seen. With that tower death, the gold advantage is actually quite heavily in their favor. Now around 2,000 gold, the advantage of Liquid. They also have a slight experience lead at roughly 1,000, but Luna just continuing to farm up, and she is increasing her gold lead over the Lifestealer despite him having a Midas. So as of right now, pretty much every metric going the way of Team Liquid, and Na'Vi needs to get some mileage out of their mid-game potential. They have such a good hero at this stage of the game in Dindy. He will have a 4-staff up soon. I think it's on the way to him. Yeah, it is. So he's going to have that. That's going to give him more offensive potential, and of course having the Chin and the Windrunner. Windrunner at this stage with max power shot can deal out a pretty absurd amount of damage on these squishy supports for Liquid. They just got to put themselves in a position to make use of it.
Top lane, Koikfa, if he gets the... Oh, he is so dead. Oh, he got the rage off. Wow, what reactions by Kuroki.
Yep. And he may survive because of that. He will go ahead and infest out and going to try to run away. Nope, flame breaks there. Took a little longer than anticipated, but yeah, that was stupid good reaction. Like, I can't even imagine how quickly he... I mean, that's pure instinct at that point.
Yeah. He was hiding in the fog at that point, but as soon as you hear the blink, you press your Q button as soon as possible. They spot out Fluff with an Azure reward, but they don't have any way to catch up to him. They have the smoke, they just pop. There is a 4-staff, but RMN not facing the right way. Will Funnick be able to catch him?
Nope. No shackle. And there's going to be a Fiend's Grip, so they will be able to get a return kill. But obviously bringing down Kuro, a bit of a bigger deal for Liquid than getting the support Venom.
And they had to commit 4 heroes to that too. Yep. And they only had to commit 2 heroes to top. So Liquid just being much more efficient about their movement around the map. Someone gets disrupted in mid.
That will be Way 2. Way 2 probably in some trouble. And tried to get the shackle. Oh, wow, Way 2 not going to be able to TP out, but at least force Dindy's ultimate on to cooldown. It was actually a cute play from Funnick. He circled around this creep and tried to get the shackle. But didn't happen. Here in mid, Fluff's already in position to try and defend any ensuing push. TC, though, continues to just build and build. 117 CS at this point. Now 2,500 gold in net worth ahead of Kuro. And again, that's with Kuro having gotten a Midas approximately 6 minutes ago. That's just how well he's farming. He's actually got a Yasha up already. He will have a Manta style before long at all.
And TC... Ooh, it looks like they're actually going for a Roshan right now. That is aggressive. And TC, like, they suspect that he's farming top because he's been there for like the last 5 minutes or so. But I like the rotation from TC. It's a very apt timing. Like, as soon as he farms this, he gets the Aegis. After that, he gets the Roshan, the Ancient stack, which is a quad stack right now, thanks to the Centaur stacking. And then after that, he gets the Mantis out, and then they're just like so much stronger compared to him. Net worth about 2,000. Difference in between him and the Lifestealer, but after this sequence of events, it's going to be like 3,500, and with the Mantis style and the Aegis, they really can't take a 5-on-5, and Liquid can just sweep that T1 in mid and continue to keep up pressure in their jungle.
And here's what's kind of scary too, like obviously no magic immunity out on Liquid yet. That's when an OD is supposed to be man-moding. This is when an OD should just feel lethal as hell, especially as he's now putting points into his orb. But he just doesn't. Like, Dindy has gotten a couple of kills here and there. I mean, we could see he's sitting at 3-1, but they haven't been high-value kills. And more to the point, they haven't been kills that actually produced any secondary result. Like, and I really like the way you put it, very sequentially when you were explaining what Liquid's game plan is going to be, because that's exactly what they're doing. It's like, okay, this leads to that leads to that. Inexorably, towers are going to drop. They can't team fight us reliably whatsoever. Kuro's not in position. This is exactly what I was talking about when I said that I didn't like the Midas pickup on Kuro. He just feels so completely irrelevant at the moment.
He is irrelevant. And I don't know what Funnick was doing here. Like, they clearly saw, okay, Roshan has been taken down, and he's sitting there at a T1, just gets lassoed and picked off.
Here we go. Off goes the Poison Nova. Liquid wants to come in. Way too back out of the Ashland Prison. Bulba's going to be blown up. Shackle caught a couple. TC going to be able to retreat. Still has Eclipse if they decide to chase him out. They end up trading 2 for 1, at least for the moment. Funnick's going to go after, but there's the Eclipse and the Gale. And Shackle onto an Ashland Prison target. Buyback from Koikva. TC continuing to run. May lose his Aegis, will lose his Aegis.
What a disastrous push.
Yeah, Liquid hanging around. It got way out of position. There's going to be the last one to Kuro, but the Stomp is there, as is the Nightmare. Shackle's there one more time. Koikva bought back, died. Or died, bought back, and then died again. TC, ate the ulti. Continuing to run, and Dindy thought about diving, thought better of it. And, dodged the power shot as well. So that was not just a 5-man. They lost the Aegis, and they lost Koikva twice.
Yeah, they should have waited for the Manta style Luna. She actually didn't have it up until later in that fight. Also, their position was just atrocious.
It was.
Bane was up here. He gripped. Koikva, full duration, no interrupts from them. Way too just merely dodges a shackle. Also, if Dendi had Astraled Luna, she would have died there too. That would have been a really big kill for them. But their position was just atrocious. They got caught with a shackle, like on the tower right here. They didn't actually even get the T2. Then they can just slow siege with Luna up front. I don't know why any of the supports are middle, because if they go on Luna, it's just she can instantly turn around with the Manta Stone. Even if she dies, she has the Aegis, so not a big deal for them. They needed to wait until Lasso was off cooldown to play that aggressively at the tower.
I want you to look at this Ancient stack, and he's been working on it for a while. This isn't like he's already killed probably at least a few critters in this stack, and TC just getting a huge infusion of gold to make up for that complete disaster we saw. Fluff's there to help him, and he has Bulb over there as well to help with the mech if needed. But again, Helm of the Dominator build, the farming build, and has been using the Centaur to stack. And this is going to be, this is going to come out to be probably about 1,100, 1,200 gold he's picking up here, not to mention the experience. He's going to come close to hitting level 14 after this.
Yeah, he actually maxed Glaive over Lunar Blessing too. That's something that you don't see terribly often. And yeah, just under a minute for him to take that out. He can just wait for the 20-minute spawn too and just take that out if he so desires. He is just super farm right now.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I'm surprised that Navi won that fight so handily though.
I'll tell you who helped him and who was the playmaker. There's this guy right here, Funnick, on the Windrunner.
Yeah, Funnick had really nice shackles there. He's 6'2" and 3 as your sacrificial, quote unquote.
Yep. And TC gonna go to work up. Funnick wind runs away and deciding don't like the way that looks. Looks like Navi wants to try and fight. Kuro still, does have his armlet up, and there's good Ashland Prison. On Koikva, he's going to come out and get something done. 4 staffs away, there's the Poison Nova. Can they re-engage? There's going to be the last one. They got Kuro this time. Kuro a bit out of position and will be blown up because of it. And now the Eclipse, as Luna comes charging back out. Let's see if they can catch the rest of Navi. Navi making virtually the same mistake that Liquid did, just being way out of position. There was a Gale onto the high ground, only caught the Alpha Wolf that time, though.
Oh, it got Puppy.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, he got 4 staffed away right after it hit.
Clipped his heel, and now they're coming charging back down. TC, Manta, and the Mithril Hammer done, and Bane will get the deny on the tower, but the loss of map control going to become a bigger issue as we saw it did in Game 1. You have a Chin on your team. You don't want him losing map control like this. Only one tier 1 on the entire map down for Team Liquid, and that's the top.
That was a very nice Astral by Dendi there, but they were just unable to follow it up. Kuro got extended a little bit too far. Very nice 4-step from Koikva, putting him over the trees too, so that it was very difficult for Kuroki to follow up. And yeah, Kuroki is just not really that relevant at this point. Luna, he's going to have a BKB and about 1,000 gold too, so that, his net worth is just humongous right now, and they do need to wait a couple of minutes. Liquid does about 3+ minutes for Roshan, but once that happens, Koikva, what is he doing out on his own?
Koikva trying to be cute and find some gold in the enemy. That's not your jungle, Koikva. That is not your jungle, sad face. Navi might end up taking a mid tower off of that, so it's one of those things where a small mistake can have big effects, and not just Koikva dying. That ends up costing them a mid tower. Granted, it was pretty low anyway, but not having the bat there allowed them to go ahead and take it down. So I was just getting ready to say, by the way, that Liquid was doing all the little things right. They actually took the Ancient stack on their way back after dropping the tier 2 in mid too. So little insult to injury and even more farm going for TC.
And that is a BKB up on Dendi already.
Oh, Dindy.
Way2 has Scepter. How did he get Scepter already? How does Way2 always farm his Scepter this fast?
I don't know. I mean, it's one thing when you see like a 5-0 Visage. Like, he's just always like 3-1, 3-2, just hanging around. He just manages to find his farm somehow. And, you know, we laugh about it, we joke about it. That really is just good gold management by Liquid because, I mean, on a pro team like this, you're managing farm priority very, very clearly. You know, who needs to do what, who's farming where.
He's below the Cheddar net worth. But or on the net worth chart, but he still has it. He's like 8th. He's like 8th most farmed.
Don't know. I'm maybe getting an extra lot of basically making Fluff nothing but the ward carrier. Basically, he's buying everything, all the wards, all the smoke, all that stuff. I mean, those things add up, and being able to take that pressure off your 4 could certainly help him get up that big item.
Blink on Dendi. Fluff may get caught out alone here. Oh, that was close. He almost got was in a position for a shackle there.
Oh, Shackle didn't latch. Koikva should get away. He had 4 staff just in case. Tell you what, man, Liquid's, you know, as many things are doing right, they are really flirting with disaster down here in this jungle. That's, you know, we saw Koikva get picked off and they lost to tier 1 because of it, and they almost lost 2 heroes there.
Koikva or TC is pretty farm, but compared to Lifestealer, he's actually not that much more farm now. Lifestealer already with an armlet, phase, and basher now. It's going to be pretty difficult for TC to man mode up. But if he gets a butterfly next, which I'm pretty sure he will, he can just tear up this Lifestealer. But as of right now, Lifestealer can still hold his own versus the Luna.
Yeah, right now Luna's roughly, you know, 1/2 of a big item ahead. Think of it as an Eagle Song ahead. But the problem is, again, you know, Lifestealer went with the Midas and hasn't been taking any kind of a gold lead. I mean, and it's not it'll catch up eventually, but right now TC, he's already got another 1,200 gold. I mean, he's a third of the way to his Eagle Song for that butterfly. And as you said, that really makes the most sense. And I'm a little surprised Liquid is backing off like they are right now. We're not seeing as much pressure.
They want the Roshan.
Yeah. We'll be 1 minute and 10 seconds until Roche is back up. So relatively short spawn timer. Hang on, there's a shackle on the TC, and they managed to bring him down. Funnick has been the absolute difference maker in this game. And another big shackle coming out of his Windrunner.
Cool Infest Bomb. They need Koikva there. Koikva has just been out of position. He's 3-6 right now. He got caught there, give it the free T1. He wasn't there to defend Luna. They didn't expect that gank, but he still should be with his team when they're like in this sort of position. So some very creative use of Navi there with the Infest Bomb, and it looks like they may get a pick off too. Dendi looking for Fluff. Fluff gets forced away, but is he actually not?
Nice.
Wow, that's some nice play to save Fluff.
Good teamwork.
He still might die, though.
Trying to pursue him out. He's being pinged down. And they're collapsing on them from all angles. We're going to see, yep, here comes Funnick. And there's the lasso on the Funnick, though. And Nightmare on the Fluff. They may be able to trade 1-for-1. Yep, they do manage to get 1-for-1. They're going to go ahead and re-engage. Way2 in trouble now. Koikva's still there, but having spent lasso, only so much he can do. Bulba doing what damage he can, but he is enfeebled. And they're going to try to rush this down. And here comes the TPN. Do they want to pursue this? This would be a little chancy. Nope, they're going to do it. And here they come running. They're going to see Dendi sent home by Chen. Koikva barely has enough mana for a blink. Will spend it. Doesn't have enough for a flame break, so not a lot he can do other than keep an eye on him. Maybe get off one sticky napalm.
Oh, the blocks.
Trying to. Didn't get a too good of a block. Way2 will be able to hit a Grave Chill here shortly. There it is, right after the Lucent Beam. And decent return kill there. Puppy down now for 40 seconds, but more importantly, look. Well, never mind. They're just going to go ahead and deny it. I was going to say look where the creep wave is. They should be able to take the tier 2, but that tier 2, donezo anyway.
Yeah, just as I said, Koikva not there at the right time. He just was there at the right time to get Funnick as he was just man-moding through the Anxious, just using all his defensive cooldowns to pick those 2 heroes off. So very good play by Koikva there. Roshan is about to he is actually up.
Yep.
And with Chen Zet, that may very well spell a free Aegis for TC.
Not what you want to be giving away right now. And, yeah, Chen down for another 5 seconds. He'll be able to get up. But is he building an Atos? He's got 2 staffs. Yeah, he's got 2 staffs of wizardry.
It could be 4 staff plus a whatchamacallit, but yeah, Atos is, yeah, it is an Atos. Wow.
Funnick lassoed back. And gonna hit the, oh, what a shackle, doesn't matter, can't prevent the Roshan. They are gonna be able to get Fluff. Do they want to engage off of it? I don't like this out of Liquid. They have no reason to charge out here. They took a win. They're going to try to catch Kuro. There's Dendi, and they're going to try to, it's going to be BKB's Bane with the Fiend's Grip on the TC. silly mistakes out of Liquid. No reason to rush blind in that situation, especially when you know all 5 are up. He loses the Aegis completely for free. Mantis now pops the Eclipse, but eating the ulti from Dindy. The damage just way too heavy. He'd already used his BKB there. What a mental breakdown from Team Liquid. That's really the only way to call it. Koikva narrowly dodges the power shot. Funnick going to try to run him down. Has a blink. Yeah. And a couple of auto attacks. There's a haste rune just in case. Not even going to need it. A complete cataclysm following that Roshan. And really, there's no other way to say it. It was a mental breakdown. They rushed uphill after losing Fluff. They had to know Bane was going to be in a good position.
They didn't have Lasso either.
Yeah. I have no idea what the thought process was there.
They should have just waited for Na'Vi to come in there. And like they don't exactly know how low HP it is. I guess Winter can scout it out. But if she gets like super close, then you can force that for into the pit. But she wasn't that close, and they don't actually have that much disable. So if she's able to pop Wind Run off, she is most likely going to be able to survive until her team comes in. And yeah, Puppey has that Atos, and Atos is actually a pretty good item now. And they're trying to pick off these bats.
They're going to get the tier 2 atop for free.
And 2 bats. Wow.
And just, I mean, a complete snow job here by Liquid. That's really all you can say. I mean, look at the lead they gave away. They were up to just about 4,000, and now it is 1,000. Na'Vi has the lead.
He is caught up.
Yeah.
Too. And he has an Abyssal now. And Luna should have manted before BKB too because of the grip. He should know that. Like Bane, okay, he's gonna grip through my BKB, and that's a big mental loss by him, wasting his Aegis and his BKB, and then after that he's just gonna fall if he doesn't have his BKB up. So, yeah, that I don't know why they chased uphill either. That's just very overzealous by them.
I mean, they had already lost their Venomancer. Like, that's the thing. Like, it was going to be a lopsided fight anyway, even with the Aegis. And now we're going to see an Astral in prison on a Koikva. He will be able to blink away and make it back to safety. In the meantime, TC is trying to make up for it now, taking another rather largish Ancient stack. Very close game as we approach the 30-minute mark. Na'Vi's lead has gone up.
MVP so far, though.
Oh,
he
God.
has been playing like a champion.
Yeah, without Funnick Shackles, this game probably would be getting close to out of hand in favor of Liquid.
And the blink pickup, too. That blink pickup right here just completely changed the momentum around for the game, and TC was feeling invincible at that point. He was, I believe, 2-0 at that point, and with that death, and then with the recent Roshan death, like his butterfly should have come out a long time ago. You talked about, oh, he has 1,200 gold right after his Mantis Tower. That was a long time ago, and he's only managed to scrounge up 1,500 gold since then.
Yep, and lost an Aegis in the process.
And died twice.
Yep.
Just the deaths, too. Like, just so costly.
Yep. He's sitting at 2-2 now, and they're going to smoke. Now, this could be a big coup for Liquid. They need another pick. They need... I mean, at this point, it's all going to come down to positioning. They've given away their lead, and more so than giving it away, they've given Na'Vi quite a sizable lead, sitting at about plus 3K, one of the biggest of the entire match for either side. And Koikva's looking for heads. He's going to look to pursue out Dindy, and he may spot him. He's going to be imprisoned as soon as he shows his face. Nope, Lasso goes off before the imprison. That's a big pick. Dindy usually hang on.
That was not necessary.
They're going to get Bulba. Oh, the Visage stuns. Actually got 3. That's going to buy them enough time. And Kuro being pursued out. Way two's there. Infest, and then the blink. Nice teamwork to get him out of trouble. The Eclipse was unnecessary, you're right, but it's odd to see Dindy so slow on the reaction. Koikva was right behind him, and Dindy usually so quick. Just didn't have the fingers fast enough that time, and it cost him his life.
Yeah, I thought he was going to like Astro and then BKB TP or something really, really quick, but no one's unable to get that off. Still not that bad of a fight for them. They only lost, what, 2? No, only 1 hero, actually. Just OD. So not that bad. Like, for example, when they kill TC, they kill his, like, whole entire team.
Right. Yeah, it's, Liquid's going to look back at that rush uphill. So if they end up losing this game, that is such a turning point. Right now, though, the lead still, I mean, at 32 minutes in, 2,000, 3,000 gold lead is pretty negligible. I mean, hell, even where Liquid had it, which was close to 5,000, that's pretty negligible. So a very close game here in game number 2. Na'Vi does trail Team Liquid 1-0.
It's all about the execution.
Yep.
Can they hit big shackles? Is he going to be able to stop the grip or just not get grip during his BKB? Is he going to be able to find a Bat Rider lasso initiate and pull them back and just immediately start out the fight 4-on-5? Or are we just going to see Infest Bomb just completely wreck Liquid like before? There's a lot of ways, different ways these fights could go down, and game's still completely unpredictable as to what the result's going to be.
Way 2 is closing in now on an Assault Cuirass. Same build we saw in Game 1. Really love it against the Lifestealer.
Then he almost has sheep, though.
Yeah, that's a very big deal. And, yeah, not far away at all, now that you mention it. Having the Assault Cuirass, I mean, so much of this is going to come down to can they pick off Kuro or Dindy quickly? If they can get one of those two heroes very early in the fight, basically, if they could pick one of those two off before TC dies, Liquid should win these fights. That's just...
Nick has a passenger inside of him.
Let's see, where is he? Down at bottom? He's heading south. Looking to make some... honestly, I think that was just preemptive. They've seen Fluff and Koikva in their jungle so often, just loaded Funnick up in case they happen to see it again. And speaking of, Koikva right on cue. Gonna go flying and looking for a target. And needs to be very
He's
careful.
way too far out from his team. Like, if he blinks lassos right now, where's he going to drag him to?
Yep.
Like,
Ooh.
would just... Ooh, that was close.
Very close. And in the meantime, they still might end up getting Way 2. Way 2 just trying to TP away. Puppy's there, Ashel in prison.
Where is Way 2? Why is he over there?
Yeah. Like, what was the plan? I mean, somebody had to call that sequence of events, had to say, Koikva, go look for a lasso. I just can't imagine he would do that without his team. And then someone had to tell Way 2 to go down there. Like, what was the plan? Those two heroes aren't going to be able to kill anyone on Na'Vi by themselves anyway, and Na'Vi's done nothing but stick in packs of 3 or larger for the last 15 minutes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Funnick getting caught out.
We're going to see the tower drop over here. Funnick caught out. There's a Lucent Beam. And 4 staffs away. He will get away here. Flame. Oh, no. Flame Break. Tossed from downtown. They do get the kill, so they're going to end up trading a Tier 2 for a Tier 2 and a Tier 1 of their own. So not the best trade for them, but they will at least get something out of it. And let's see, are they going to
be a game of chicken?
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Is who's going to go back? They already sent one back, and that will be
He
RMN.
lost all his bats again. Oh my god, Visage is just feeding so much gold.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And it looks like neither team really willing to push the issue quite yet. Na'Vi leads and kills by 6, 22-16. The gold still hovering in their favor, but again, the later the game goes, 3,000 gold really becoming a very negligible amount. But more importantly, there's that butterfly. Quite a bit delayed. Could have had this up maybe as quickly as 5 minutes ago if it weren't for a couple of big mistakes, but comes out nonetheless. You take a look at the levels. He is over leveling the Lifestealer by 1, so right in range there. Net worth, he is still maintaining a roughly 2,400 gold lead, despite the Midas pickup.
And OD has Scythe of Ice, so it looks like he'll be the carrier for Kuroki. And Funnick's actually pretty close to a sheep, too. If he does want to do that next, he has 4,400 gold, so just like 1,200, 1,300 gold until he gets that. And that's going to be... Oh, he's going for this Orchid instead.
I like that a lot. No, he sold it. Nope, he is going to get... Yeah, looks like he's going to pick up an Ultimate Orb. So
yeah, sheep is much better, though, just because of BKB.
And
it's better versus Bat Rider, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is a very tight match. It's one of the closest matches we've had in all of Western play, really. At this point, very easily could go either way. Not a single outer tier tower remains for either team. Roshan will be coming back up in just about a minute and a half.
I did get a pretty big edge to Na'Vi, though, because they have the sheep up. And if they get the jump on Luna, they're just going to collapse. And they had the counter initiate with the Blink Lasso, but that's not going to be enough. Especially with another sheep going to be done soon. So they can just kind of rush him down. Lifestealer, if he gets his Abyssal 2 very, very soon, like, there's no way that they're going to be able to save this Luna in fights. So if TC falls, his whole entire team falls. And that's all Na'Vi really has to do. But they have map control right now, too, because they constantly have to worry about the Blink Shackle Bomb, Nake's Bomb, or just simply the Force and Scythe of Ice Bomb. Oh, it looks like Koikva's going to get caught out here.
Oh, Koikva could be in trouble. Yep, there it is. Scythe of Ice Kuro comes out. That's another mental lapse. There's no way that should have happened. They saw all of Na'Vi right there, and Koikva's farming right here with his team over here. Like, that's just, that really should not happen.
He has buyback, but...
Just taking too many chances. And he will have to buy back. Roche is going to be back up in 20 seconds. Tier 3, going to be glyphed. Waiting on the buyback from the bat if it's going to come. And there it is. There's a Gale coming in from the back. Fluff gets off both of his spells before dropping. TC being locked down, though. Can they keep him alive? There's the Fiend's Grip. And it will be uninhibited. Dodging a lot of that damage, but in the end, there's the big ulti coming out of Dindy. Dropping the Sanity's Eclipse. Kuro just teeing off and dropping TC as well. This might be GG just like that. The bat, unable to do anything with the lasso. Kuro comes back out. We'll go ahead and open wounds. Can't catch up, though. Can they manage to extend this fight out long enough? Funnick being blown up now. There's a Grave Chill. And Team Liquid somehow manages to turn this around. They lost TC and somehow managed to force Na'Vi to extend, to spread them out, and trade a 3 for 2. So what could have been a GG moment if they had just been run back to the well and lost this racks and perhaps even the bottom racks, instead becomes another step, another page in a very tight game. The lead still favoring Na'Vi, but still well within reasonable range.
Yeah, they could have just taken down the tower instead of splitting them, like Funny blinking over here and trying to kill 2 supports when the Visage Birds were there hounding him. Just not the best decision there. Roshan is up right now. That was a very important fight. Like, Na'Vi could have just retreated, honestly, after they killed Luna and just taking out the, just secure the Aegis and the Cheese. This is a really big deal at this point in time. Lifesteal, that will delay his Abyssal Blade. He only needs 500 gold until it's up, though. And that was a buyback on Koipa, too. So, and Venomancer, actually. So, Na'Vi, gold difference about 4,000 in favor, but with a couple of buybacks on the drain, their net worth should be severely lacking because of that.
TC leading the way.
Roshan attempt.
Yep, they're just going to rush it down. And why wouldn't they? It's going to take a little bit of time with no tier 1s, no tier 2s out at all. Na'Vi, unless they're just waiting as a whole, I mean, even then, there's nowhere to TP to. And they're going to get this for free. Na'Vi just simply can't contest this. TC coming up before Kuro, and Kuro has to hoof it. So he's not going to be there. This is going to be an Aegis. And it really highlights just how... now let's see if they're going to be goofy up. Hang on, Koikfo wants to fight here. Manages to grab Puppey. Can they blow him up? They will. And that's a nice pick. There's a gem on the ground from it, too. Koikfa making up for a couple of mistakes with one big play right there. There's an Ashel in prison. And let's see, can they catch anyone else? Navi's hanging around here like they want to fight. This could be a big mistake up at top. Funnick being pursued out by Koikfa. Koikfa will have Lasso back up in 30 seconds. Funnick going to head to the high ground. They won't be able to catch him in time. And now it's Liquid's turn to go to bat. And Chen does have buyback if they need it. I don't think he will because he's up in 25 seconds anyway. But Liquid looks like they're ready to push right now.
Yes, they are. With the Aegis, who is the cheese on? Looks like it's on Viper. Viper has a Scepter. He pretty much has BKB too. And that is just a big problem for Lifesteal and OT as well.
Here we go. There's the Manta from TC. He's going to stay in close range. The immediate glyph out of Na'Vi. And Koikfa going to manage to get Kuro. Best lasso he's landed all game, and it's going to drop him. Huge play out of Koikfa. The youngster getting it together when it matters. That's 2 down. Bane and Kuro gone.
He has buyback. I don't know why Kuro isn't using it. They're just going to suffer such heavy casualties. Looks like Funnick's going to die too.
There it is, and Funnick will be able to make it home via the Chen send back. What a play coming out of Koikfa, 2 in a row. Been harping on him. He's made some mistakes, but he got it together when he needed it. TC going to be force-staffed away, and Kuro can't catch up, so forcing the buyback out of him, a win in itself, but they walk away, still having the Aegis and still having the cheese with a racks down. Give the man a pat on the back. Well played, Koikfa.
Yeah, that lasso was just super important for them winning that fight right there. And Dendi had enough go for a buyback, but getting one of those important heroes, Dendi or Kiroki, is just massive. And picking out Bane too, because Luna actually got off her full BKB without getting absolutely destroyed by Fiend's Grip and a lifesteal on her the whole time. So that's a really big difference maker too.
Well, now the BKB, I mean, the BKB has been out for a long time on TC, but even more so now that he has a Butterfly. He's going to have a Satanic and 500 gold. So, I mean, and there's the Assault Cuirass. That is as problematic an item as Liquid has built all game for Na'Vi. Having the AC up not only helps Luna in obvious ways, but just having the ability for every hero to tank through this damage so much more effectively because Funnick has not gone a damage build. I mean, he's not hitting, for tiddlywinks. He's hitting for 150 a shot. But it's all, with the BKB up on Luna, it all comes down to Kuro. And as we saw, Kuro dropping in that last fight meant Na'Vi simply couldn't fight. Now, even when he's up, his effectiveness against these heroes is going to be so much less.
Very unfortunate for them that fight went that way. But, yeah, the gold definitely dipped down in favor of Liquid after that fight. Still very, very close, so only 1,000. Is Liquid going to be able to take a Rax with this Aegis and Cheese, though? Looks like it's just 3 minutes until the Aegis is reclaimed. I think they should, but it is really pending on a good initiation from the Batrider. But I think they can just smoke around. They don't have a ward here. They know they don't have a sentry, so they can just walk up there, smoke, and then just try and pick somebody off. They can pretty much pick anybody off at this point, but Na'Vi has to stick together. They have to stick as a team, and they need to be able to pop their BKBs or save Kuroki from a gank.
Ooh, close attempt from Funnick. Threw out another shackle. And I think Na'Vi beginning to realize that letting Liquid fill out their inventories even more is not to their benefit. And, Koifa got sight. Very, very quick reaction. And got a little bit ahead of his team. There's the Imprison on the Viper. Koifa spin his buyback previously. Bulba pops his BKB. BKB's everywhere. Luna just teeing off right now, though. There goes the Poison Nova and the Eclipse. Na'Vi trying to hang. Only Koifa down so far. TC still has a Satanic, but can't get it off. Loses the Aegis, going to hang on to the Satanic until the...
Look at Kuroki.
And down he goes. He's down for 100 seconds. And Puppey going to be pursued out. Bulba's still alive by some miracle of mathematics. 3 for 1. Koifa not able to land the lasso, but in the end, that farm advantage finally showing itself. And this is what we meant, the items. Just too important.
Cheese, though. That was just so important. Having the Aegis and Cheese for that fight just completely won it for them there. I'd also be a 2 for 3, but completely will turn around. TC might get picked off.
Yep, TC has a Satanic. If he can get out and get it off, send back by Chen. And yep, he uses a Satanic. He's healing himself back up off of that. Still more than a minute for both Chen and the Lifestealer. I think this is going to be it.
This is game.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Like Koifa just gave him the free one, just getting just killed with a haste, and then Na'Vi decides to pick an engagement because they have it 4 on 5. Miraculous play by Liquid there.
Yep. And that's going to be it. GG. What a big win for this Team Liquid squad. Not just for themselves, but this has major implications on the way this Western division of the D2L is going to look as we head into our last week of play next week. Again, Na'Vi, the hands-down favorite team to be sitting at a perfect record and meeting Alliance in one of our last matches coming up last week. I mean, everyone just kind of assumed that there would be Na'Vi versus Alliance, neither team having taken a loss, and the winner direct qualifying to Vegas. But now that they've taken a loss, opens the door for a lot of teams that could potentially make a run here and puts them in a situation where they, even if they lose, or even if they do manage to beat Alliance, even if they do manage to win out and then beat Alliance, everything gets really murky in terms of the seeding for the bubble race, playoffs, and everything else. But more importantly, Team Liquid 2-0ing Na'Vi, and what a big win for the morale of this Liquid squad who is, I mean, we've seen them play well, we've seen them have off days, we've seen good performances out of Koifa, bad performances, so on and so forth. But what a big win just for their development as a team.
Yeah, that was really, really nice play coming out from Liquid there. They're really coming together as a team, and now that they're finally settled into their new roster, they found their groove. Na'Vi playing with a stand-in, but still, Liquid just played amazingly well throughout the whole entire series, showing a lot of resilience, and just great play all around. Way Too Sexy coming through with an early game. TC playing well, as always. Koifa finding that really good lasso on Kuroki, too. They're just playmakers all around.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to point out, I'm not going to diminish the importance of having your full 5, and obviously missing Havost is a big hurt to Na'Vi, but RMN did not play bad in either of these games.
He played really well.
Right.
Like,
so
those grips.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to look at this and be like, well, Liquid only won because of a stand-in. I mean, yes, they weren't playing the full-strength Na'Vi squad, but I don't think this win should be diminished in any way, shape, or form because RMN was a huge influence in these games. And even Kuro, I mean, not having the best games, but he finished 7-6-11. I mean, he wasn't like an 0-5 feeder or anything like that. And to tell you the truth, I'm just impressed as hell. Way Too Sexy is really thriving on Visage and thriving in the 4 role for Liquid right now. Bulba on the Viper did what he needed to do. Fluff doing what he needed to do. Koifa, I mean, gotta love the kid, man. We were harping on him. He did this wrong, he did that wrong, getting caught out in the jungle. Then the 2 lassos in a row coming down mid lane. Just game-changing. Completely blew this game wide open. And Liquid able to run away with it from there. TC finishes up with 632 GPM, 564 XP per minute. Obviously the highest on the board, but just did what he needed to do with Luna. Didn't take a lot of chances, was involved in a lot of kills. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really, really impressed with the way Team Liquid played. And Na'Vi going to have to shake this one off. 28-26, the final kill score. The official game time, 44 minutes and 7 seconds. Put this one in the books. Na'Vi drops this series 0-2 to Team Liquid. I am your host, Aaron A.C. Chambers. The other voice you're hearing, that's Ben Merlini. We want to thank you guys so much again for being a part of the broadcast here today. And don't forget that we've got more Dota on the way, not just for the Western Division, not just 7 days a week, but starting tomorrow and then going through on into Monday. We have our last 2 play days for the D2L HyperX Eastern Division. So make sure you tune in for that, as two very important matches at this point. LGD China seems to be the shoe-in to head out. There is one scenario in which LGD China could be surpassed by Invictus Gaming. Both teams play tomorrow, so it's going to be a very important day of games for both teams heading forward. So, Merlini, my friend, thank you so much again for being a part of the broadcast. And if we can get our Twitter addresses up, shaboom. And of course, Merlini, go ahead and drop the deets. Where can they find more about you and keep up with you on Twitter and elsewhere?
You can follow me on Twitter at Merlini Dota, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, all the same /Merlini Dota.
There you go. Make sure you check him out. Merlini Dota. Look him up on YouTube in particular if you're a intermediate skill player who's looking to get inside the head of a former pro. Has some of the best educational content you're going to see on the web regarding Dota. And just a real treat to cast with, my friend. So, as always, we're going to be back tomorrow, and we've got another, 9 days now, I think, of consecutive casts together. We've really been blowing through them.
We got a marathon next few days, though.
Hey, only 2 matches, though. I mean, up until now, I think last weekend we did 3, we did 2 Western, 3 Eastern, 2 Western, 2 Eastern. This time
Aren't there Eastern tomorrow?
Yeah, there are, but only 2. Only 2 Eastern. So we'll do the 2 West starting at 9 a.m., and then we'll start the 2 East at 5 p.m. So 1 less best of 3. But anyway, my friend, before we let you go, any final thoughts on your way out the door?
I mean, that was a very, very just amazing play by Liquid. I'm still impressed by their play. And as usual, it's a pleasure casting with you, ASC. And thanks to all the viewers for hanging around and supporting the D2L cast.
There you go. And once again, to keep up with the D2L, obviously we want you to follow myself and Merlini. You can find me at AC. But you can also look up the D2L. It's at D2LGG on Twitter. You can look us up on Facebook as well, just D2LGG. And check out the website for all of your information, up-to-date schedules, VODs, and anything else you can need D2L related over at D2L.GG. This has been a D2L production in conjunction with Kingston, HyperX, Razor, Monster Energy, and Astro. And on behalf of myself, Merlini, and of course our good friend Conrad, want to say goodbye for the evening. Before we do, are any other streams going on, Conrad? Where can we send our viewers? Nothing? BlizzCon? No Hearthstone going on? There you go. There you go. For those that are maybe not the biggest StarCraft fans, EG's J-Dong kind of playing for history right now. So pop on over and check out the BlizzCon cast. But more than anything, guys, as always, enjoy your evening and enjoy some Dota.